Struggles this past week. Where in particular do you need to be better this coming week?
I think we just got to execute a lot better than we executed the other day, and make some plays. I think, we had some opportunities, didn't make some plays. Obviously, you got to take care of the football. Um, 4 turnovers hurt us. I think especially the two right coming out of half, because when you defer, you really got a chance to change the game right there in the middle of the game. We had the ball going in. If you get any points there, if you get a touchdown, you're a one-possession game. Even if you get a field goal, you're in decent shape because you got the ball right back coming out. You got a chance to, again, go get some more points. And we turned the ball over on both those drives, and those were killers. And then we turned the ball over on another drive where we had a chance to kind of swing some momentum when we had just scored. We went on like a quick drive and scored. I don't know how long it took, a couple minutes maybe, maybe under 2 minutes. Then we get a quick 3 and out. Got a chance to, again, swing some momentum. And turned it over. So those three really hurt you, and by then that was about it. But if we take care of the football, and it's not always going to be perfect, but make plays, especially convert in opportune times. I really felt like when we like I said, that one drive, it's 31-10. If we can go score quickly, we kind of got them on their heels, and it's a different ball game, and just didn't do it, and so. You got to play complimentary football. When you got a little momentum, you got to capitalize on it, and we got to do a better job of doing that.
How do you help your wide receivers in press coverage and man coverage? Obviously, that's one of those one-on-ones is a big thing for what you want to do.
Yeah, you gotta win one-on-one, and I think the key is just to work on it and continue to give them tools to try to help them win in those matchups, and then. I think the more and more you work on it, if you can give them the tools and they have some success with it, you build confidence. And I think a lot of it, it's just being confident and expecting to make the play. And if you do that, you'll go do it.
On the interceptions, what did you see there? What have you looked back and maybe seen there with JT? Just because Coach Brown's kind of talked a lot about maybe those were close calls, could have went the other way. Obviously, those picks hurt you, but even some of those being tipped and maybe not all on JT kind of sounded.
I think the decisions to go where he went weren't wrong. We had created some one-on-one matchups for ourselves and got runs that we wanted, and didn't, like I said, we didn't win. And then when you don't win, you got to try to see that and squeeze it, I guess, would be his best option. But like I said, on really all three of those plays, we got the look we wanted. We just didn't finish it, and between JT and the receivers, we got to find ways to make those plays when we got a favorable look and what we think should be a favorable matchup.
Big Grant, the tools, so to speak, and one-on-one stuff. I understand the reps in practice, but motion, formations, like bunch and things like that. Is there stuff you can do to just get guys better?
If you do that, you won't get pressed. So,
okay, I guess that's easy to add. I guess without reinventing. I don't know, like teaching brand new stuff or anything like that, something that could just appear and help a little bit.
What's that? Bunching?
Yeah,
that's the way to get them off press.
Right.
Yeah, that's not going to help them beat press, but it's going to help them not get pressed. That's for sure.
Run game struggles this week. You guys had run the ball effectively all year. Was something in particular this week? And again, sort of the same thing. How do you overcome that going forward?
I think that the run game, we had some success with it. The biggest issue, I think, was we took negative yards plays. And when you get negative yards plays, it gets tougher, and we probably had more negative yards plays, I would assume. It felt like, at least. I haven't, done the study. We had probably more plays that went backwards against Texas Tech than we had all year. And so now you're in longer yard situations and kind of behind the sticks, and we have to avoid that. I think that counter was obviously, we did some really good things and when we ran the counter the other night. And had some decent plays, and so sticking with that. Again, when you get down, obviously your run numbers are going to be, your run yardage is going to be down. I don't necessarily think they ran the ball terribly when we attempted them the other night. I don't know what the yards per carry were, but it felt like they were all right. I could be completely wrong on that, but just running the football, I thought we were right. I think the overall production was down because we weren't staying on the field like we needed to, and when you get down, again, you're going to throw it probably a little more often than when it's tight. You're going to be a whole lot more balanced, at least us. And And so I think that probably hurt like the overall yardage. But like again, I could probably go look at it, but it felt like the when we did run the ball, they ran it pretty well. Just got behind the sticks and then got down in the game, and had to get away from it a little bit. I think the same thing, kind of like we talked about the Texas game. You know, when you're down 28, you're not going to run the football as often, you know, because you try and get back in it.
Coach, just kind of looking at stats numbers, it doesn't appear like TCU is a big pass rush heavy kind of, but you're also dealing with putting some new guys in on the offensive line. So I'm just kind of wondering, you know, what this could, you know, look like this week, and trying to put some new guys in, and then also, you know, is TCU, or are they a big threat? You know,
I think they do a good job. You know, TCU. You know, what I think they do a really good job of is like knowing exactly what they're supposed to do, because kind of like what you're saying, they don't try to do a ton, but they're really, really good at what they're asked to do. You know, and so that kind of seems to be the philosophy, which is something, you know, I really respect. And when you do that, I think those guys are. Their guys are playing fast and playing confident because they're pretty confident in what they're supposed to, you know, in their jobs, and so that's kind of been what it looks like. What it looks like they're going to do. The positive to that is, especially like you said, with some possibly having to play some guys without as much experience, you should know where, like, have a decent idea where they're going to be. Now, you got to find a way to still block them. That's the hard part, you know, is still block them. But hopefully, like I said, you know, I think that up front the key is making sure everyone's on the same page, and knowing what you're trying to do and all work together is half the battle. And Frazier's done a great job, I think, all year of getting guys on the same page and trying to do that. And so, you know, I think that again, I expect them to communicate well. I expect them to all be on the same page, and then, you know, if they do it. If they can work their fundamentals and do, you know, Coach Moore's done a great job developing guys, and our offensive line's done a heck of a job. So if they'll do what he coaches them to do, I think that we'll put them in the best position we can to be successful against these guys. And like I said, you kind of touched on it. A lot of it probably, I mean, again, I don't know the numbers, but if they haven't created a lot of pressure, it's probably a lot of times they're dropping 8 and just rushing 3. And so like I said, I think our guys will kind of know where they're going to be and should know what to do, and then they got to go execute against guys that are playing fast and confident right now.